Alright, well, the stream crashed, so we have to restart the stream from scratch because I was not too fast to restart it. I rebooted, and the first reboot also was weird. Like, my display manager was glitching for some reason. I don't know, everything is weird. Alright, but we're back. I don't know what happened. Maybe I ran out of RAM again. My Kast LSP ate all the RAM. Probably. It's okay. Alright, we were just doing this stuff. Maybe if I like write some code like this, then it... This is what makes... this is what breaks everything. Yeah, I should not like try and write random text maybe for now in Kast code. Boom, boom. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, where were we with like the actual thing though? We are doing some white stuff here, right? So my UV coordinates are not correct. Yeah? Yeah. My UV coordinates. I'm trying to draw text on the screen, so we are loading the font, which is looking like this, and we have a configuration file which specifies where do the symbols actually like are located here. So yeah, that's what we're doing, trying to draw some, to do some font rendering. What we can do is we can debug print. Let's debug print. In the font, I want to, so when I'm like parsing this thing, right? Over here, tile position, right? Yeah, let's do this. dbg print, c tile position, uv rect is uv rect tile position. So for every character, let's start with the regular characters, not with the ranges. Let's, you know what? Let's actually say this. Let add c is c tile pos, and this is where this code goes, so that I can actually like do that. So c is char, tile pos is back to, right? So we say add c. Dun, 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 dun. Like that. Wait, there are errors. OpenGL errors, right? Warnings. Draw array instance. Texture to D at unit 0 is incomplete. MIP mapping requires power of 2 texture sizes. Oh, wait. It's because this texture is not power of 2. Got it. Got it. But I don't, like, technically need that, do I? If I just do the linear stuff. We're going to have a text parameter where min filter is just going to be linear. Maybe this is nope. Yeah, we set the mag filter. And then I want the min filter. Just be linear. Generate mip maps. What if I don't generate mip maps for anything? Mip mapping requires power of 2 sizes, right? What if I, I don't do the mip mapping, right? Anymore. Or did I not build? No, I did not build. Just build. Because I did not set up the watcher after the stream crash. Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah. I guess that's why it was white. Because it was not correct. So maybe my UVs are actually going to be correct. I mean, right now they are definitely not. As we can see here. I think this is just rendering the entire thing. But it should not be. But let's see. The UV rect for like the U is something like this. .076 and 0.33. I think 0.33 is not correct. Oh wait, this is position. Size is 0.038. Okay, this actually might be correct then, yes. Okay. So yeah, we just don't do the mip mapping. Yeah. That's okay. And then in the shader, yeah, we just uncomment this. And it's going to work first try, easy. Look at this. Hello. Is what we see on the screen here. Let's change the size of this. Let's say size is going to be 0.1. Position, position 0. But y is going to be like, I don't know, -6, -5, -3, something. Zero. Oh yeah, this is 0. 0 is the ground position. There you go. Look at this. Hello world. I think the space though is done incorrectly. Space is done incorrectly. Let's make it a little bit bigger after all. 0.3, I guess. Hello sea world. Also, there is a little bit of like a vertical thing over here, which is not supposed to be there. You know, because the texture is bleeding from the other character currently. Which is something that we don't want to happen, for sure. Although, if we look at the actual texture, then we have the spacing. It's just that I use the entire like tile. Let's open this in Sprite. Boom, 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 boom. right? So this thing has the tile size of 7 and 9. So if we say view grid 7 and 9, this is our actual grid, right? Well, I guess they do like touch the edges. So in order to fix the texture bleeding, I mean, I could just like add like epsilon to the UV coordinates, which should be good enough. But why am I drawing C is the question, right? Why am I drawing C? This looks like a capital C, even though we are supposed to draw space, right? We're supposed to draw, well, space, comma, world. I think the problem is the comma. And I think that the comma is done over here instead of over there. Because the tile positions are given in the like A sprite coordinates here, which is like top left is 0, 0, but we want the bottom left to be 0, 0. So we want to inverse this stuff. That makes sense. Font, when I'm parsing it, when I am parsing it, add seam. When I'm parsing it over here, load. So tile position, this is the tile position in A-Sprite. UV rect, tile position. Do you remember what the bug was down there? Yes. Do you think I should expand on the comment here? The bug is that like you see, this should just be equal to the position, because we should have the same like move and copy semantics as Rust does, but it is not implemented right now. Which I should work on. This is really, really important, actually. The idea is that we still copy the reference to the object instead of copying the content, right? Because we represent this in JavaScript and actually in the OCaml interpreter too right now as like the object, or let's say that since this is an anonymous tuple, we could represent it as like the array, like X and Y. So then when I transpile this to JavaScript, I just say like that the position is like P, where this is like P. These are actually referring to the same object now, right? So when I say position 0 plus equal 1, this actually modifies the original variable too. So this should not be happening, right? Yeah. Copy semantics bug. It's actually interesting that I have not hit this bug before, and this is the first time. All right, so we want to flip the tile position here. We want to flip the tile position here, which means tile texture size in tiles is going to be texture size divided by config tile size. right? So I'm just going to say that tile position is, we need to subtract from text. No, it's going to be like tile position 0 and texture size tiles 1 minus tile position 1. That's what we want. Okay, so there we go. Now this is an actual proper comma. Next thing is that we lost our space. So space is supposed to be done in the config. We just have the dedicated thing, which is called space size. There's space tiles in pixels, though. So we want to like space size in the actual thing. Space size is just going to be config space size. Divided by config tile size 1, because we consider the vertical size as like the unit, the size unit, I guess. And then whenever we go for the characters, if character is actually space, then we do something else, right? We just say that position 0 plus equal font space size, and then we continue here. Okay. Feels like the space is pretty big here, but is my math wrong here? It's supposed to be like 5 pixels. 5 pixels is like basically like a single character, kind of. But I feel like this is actually bigger. So what's the issue? Config space size divided by config tile size 1. Oh, wait, right. Because we need to multiply this by the size that we are given when we are rendering the text. Right. This is the space size for like you know, unit space size is what I want to call that, I guess. This renamed this twice. This is a bug in the LSP, I guess. Okay, there you go. This looks more like a normal space size. Okay. Also, this font is supposed to not be monospaced. We are supposed to like figure out the things and like remove the distance between the L's here and O's. But this is good enough for now. We do have the font rendering. We do have the font rendering. So now we can use that to actually do the scoring. Performance of this thing, we are not going to worry about that. It looks like it's working fine inside of the game for now. Font. Although the font, do I even have the numbers here? I do not even have the numbers, so let's actually implement the numbers. For some reason, I never needed the numbers in the links header, I guess. Bam, 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 bam. Should they be the size of the capital characters, right? So like this. We start with 9. And what are we trying to do here? We're trying to do it relatively like flat characters here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This feels weird. How do you do a 7? All of this feels wrong. Oh, I think this is okay. Do 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 do. Right, 6. Which one should we like add this or that? I feel like the top one. So 5 is literally like S, but a little less rounded, I guess. Unless we round it over here. Do we actually want to round this over here? Do you want to have more rounding? I don't know. 4. Three. 2 and 1. And 0, of course. Which is same as O. Okay, so we started this tile. This is 16 and 2 in the coordinates here. Right? So we want to have... Oh, wait, hold on. 0 to 9 is starting at 0, 0. It's already specified here. It's just not corresponding to the reality. It starts at 16 and 2 now. Okay. Let's try, instead of hello world, let's say this, score. Score, Well, there is no colon, and it seems like there are no numbers either. Even though I did have a start and end here like this. Is 16 and 2 correct? Because this one is 0, 0. Yeah, I think it is correct. I will also want to have a colon, by the way. How would I go about a colon? Like this? Five and 2. I did draw a colon, but I did not draw the numbers. Why not? Why not? Oh wait, now it works? Is something about the cache problem again then? Isn't it? Yeah, it actually works. There we go. We have score. Now we just need to be calculating the score in the game, right? And where do we actually draw this? I think drawing this like maybe like over here would be nice, under the grass. Usually Control F5 to load the page. I'm using Firefox. It seems like it's not doing it. I'm pretty sure that the issue is that the requests are happening from the JavaScript. So I'm doing like JavaScript fetch and browser cache, because Control F5 is not like, well, like when you fetch something from JavaScript, it's not doing that, I think. Unless, like, it's in the HTML element, then it's going to reload it. Why are... Sunset so beautiful? Why are my things that I load with fetch not reloading when I Control F5 in Firefox? Actually, I'm doing the Control F5 does not guarantee a truly clean fetch in Firefox. In any of these is true. The request is being cached by fetch, not the page. Cache no store, right? Like, I'm not having anything like this. My server, I'm using Caddy to like do the file server, so I'm not sure what headers we have there. Like, if I don't disable the cache here, right? Let's say that I am going to reload something. Not the code, because I think if I do the code itself, like if I recompile here, right? And then we reload. So this script actually got reloaded right now, right? But everything else is cached. Everything else is cached. So let's say that I want to change the texture here again, right? Maybe it's the texture. Let's do like this. Save the file. So this is supposed to be updated. And if I try to reload the page here now, We are looking for the font texture. Actually, it was reloaded. It actually was reloaded. Maybe it is the... oh yeah, because actually the images are loaded with me creating the HTML image element. Like, I use the new image or whatever, like, right? Maybe this is a little bit different. It says that this is an image. But then the fetches, right? The fetches, the fragment GLSL, maybe it's the shader. I don't know. I know that there is some issues. Hi. So there you go. The font shader is still cached. Why is that? That's because we're using the fetch. Am I supposed to use the fetch differently? That's what I'm doing right now. We just fetch string. We just wait fetch path. And that's all. Right? It works for the other things. We can see the response headers. We have last modified thing. Wait, isn't there like not even any cache headers from the caddy? So we have server caddy. Which sets the last modified thing. And there is no cache. Is that the issue, that caddy is not setting the cache things? So, but like it works for like the textures, and it doesn't work for the fetches. Image script link at C use the same HTTP cache, but the HTML elements load smart revalidation, but fetch browser behavior is treated like a programmatic request. Cache behavior depends on the request mode, headers, credentials, and these things. Default cache modes are not the same. HTML elements implicitly have the cache default. On reload, browser is revalidating. And on hard reload, browser bypasses the cache. But fetch default revalidate only if header require it, right? So actually, like that's what I need to do, right? My fetches are actually not correct. How do I make sure that the setting is the same as like this? So I want it to be used from cache if it's not like whatever I want the behavior to be the same. That's all that I want. Cache no store, but this is wrong because this means that my assets are not going to be actually stored, right? I actually want the cache to be used. No cache means counterintuitive name, correct behavior. No cache still uses the cache but revalidates it. Is that true? Fetch. Where's the actual fetch? Boom, 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 boom. This may be one of the following. Default, the browser looks in the HTTP cache for a response matching the request. If there is a match and it is fresh, it will return from the cache. If there is a match but it is stale, the browser will make a conditional request. If the server indicates that the result has not changed, it will be returned from the cache. Otherwise, so yeah, how do we figure out if it's stale or not is the question, right? Like if Caddy is not setting the cache headers, stale. Fresh and stale based on age. Stored HTTP responses have two states, fresh and stale. The fresh state indicates that the response is still valid and can be reused, while the stale means that the cached response will already expired. The criterion is age. In HTTP, age is elapsed since the response was generated. This is similar to the TTL. Take the following example. The bin of max age. If when a response is stored, it's possible to tell the age. Use random version number. Expires or max age. In HTTP 1, freshness used to be specified with expires. Vary. Stale responses are not immediately discarded. Revalidation, if modified.
Hello, Dasriser.
Force revalidation. If you do not want a response to be reused, but instead want to always fetch the latest content, you can use the no cache directive to force validation. Well, I mean, I kind of like, do I actually want that, or do I need to make it so that my caddy is like, I feel like caddy is just not setting the cache control headers, right? Caddy file server cache. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. I'm using caddy. It's caddy file server. Seems it's not setting cache headers. Cache file server is intentionally cache neutral. For static files, Caddy typically sends content type, content length, and that's it. No cache control, and all of these things. So the browser has no validator. I can't ask if this changed, so I'll just trust the cache. The fix is that we need to do cache control. Max age 0 must revalidate, right? That's what we do? Okay. So that's because I was just using caddy wrong, I guess. How do I, can I specify this on the command line? Can I specify it on command line instead of caddy file? Sure. Okay. I guess that's what we do. Finally, after all of these years, I figured out how to. I forgot this. Yeah, backslash here. True. Because I don't think that I should actually touch the fetch, right? When we actually deploy on the server, we should not revalidate every time, right? We should only revalidate if it is actually stale. Like, so that like should depend on how we deploy. Unknown or flag header. Of course, ChatGPT lied to me. Thank you, ChatGPT. You liar. There is no header option. All right, fine. Fine. I even have the formatter for this. Nice. Isn't the syntax highlighting here broken a little bit? Why does it only highlight the target without the T? All right. So I just do caddy then, right? If we have the caddy file here. I mean, we just do like caddy run, right? And it's supposed to use the caddy file from here. Okay. Okay. So let's try right now to change the vertex GLSL. Hi. Let's say bye. And if I reload the page here, it's supposed to only reload this single thing. It does. There's also these errors, whatever that they mean. But I think that's fine. That's some issue on my end. Okay, nice. Fix caddy caching. Boom, 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 boom. Let's remove this, even though it's like whatever. Digits and colon in font. All right. So now we actually go ahead and do the scoring system finally, right? Position. Let's see what the position should be like. -1 here. I guess this is too far. We need like 0.5 on the negative. Uh, 0.75. Yes. Mm, 0.7. All right, we finally resort to hard coding. That's okay. I also want this text, though, I guess, to be actually centered. So right now I'm not centering the text. Yeah. How about we say over here, a line is going to be like 0.5. 0.5 is supposed to be center. Zero left and 1 is supposed to be right. And also, I guess we just do like... Well, I mean, actually, I think what we want to do is we want to do this score aligned to the right, and then we want to draw the actual score aligned to the left. You know? I think that would make sense. So we need to figure out the width of the thing, right? Which means that we will also have the measure functionality, which is going to have the font, text, so we just subtract measured stuff times the line. Is this only for drawing a single line of text? Yeah, see, we don't do like... we do it in the simple way for now. We could have a better implementation here too. Is we are doing a separate draw call for every character for now, but that's okay. For now. Well, I mean, it's kind of like... Actually, let me panic here instead of continuing panic. Char is not in font. Oh, did I add the comma once again? My bad. I should fix it at some point. Okay. I think it's a little bit wrong though on the on this thing, because I need to say that it's not. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be subtracted here, right? Measuring times a line. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, because this also should be like multiplied by size, right? Because I'm measuring the font if the size is 1, kind of. Or I could like measure given the size, like depends on the API here. Okay, there we go. Score 67, right? So this over here is literally at the middle. The score. We can move this a little bit to the right though. Draw score. Draw score is this. This over here is going to be called X. I mean, let's just do the entire thing. Position. Let's move this a little bit to the right. Not this much. Hold on, we're going to do a little bit of alignment here. Uh, 0.4, I think, is going to be the perfect number. Right? Okay. Nice. And finally, to calculating the scores. So the scores is just like when I collect the let's see here, we're going to, so the score is going to be stored inside of our state here, right? We're going to say score, that's going to be an integer, I guess, right? So we start with score being 0. Whenever we update, we say that if, do we just have score as the amount of stars that we collect? State score plus equal 1, and that's all. And then score here is going to be state score to string. All right, let's try. Okay, seems like it's working. Seems like it's working. I don't think we need more complex way of calculating the score. So the only thing that I don't like is the texture bleeding here. So the texture bleeding, we can just change the vertex shader, I think. Of the font. Can I just multiply this by 0.99? And that's just going to be better. That is a better. Dun, dun, dun. I need to play it to get a 20-digit score and see how it behaves. You mean like 10, so like when we have 2 digits, because it's supposed to be aligned to the left side, right? There we go. Yeah, I think it's aligned properly here. Do we get to 100 to see how it behaves when we have 3 digits? Oh, you mean like 20 digits? I see. Yeah. Wait, 20 digits is not possible in an int32. But we're in JavaScript, so, you know... we represent integers as just normal numbers in JavaScript, which is technically just floating point. It is supposed to be like undefined behavior if we cross the maximum of the int32 currently. It would switch to scientific notation, yeah. Okay, and then I wanted to have the full screen button so that we can actually go full screen, right? But I have a way to like do the music instead of muting it like this, the whole tab. Have an actual button for that too. I'll start with the full screen. I feel like full screen is going to be easier. But what we need is to know if we clicked in the specific place, basically, right? So we have this thing, which is... here's our events, right? Handling event. We have a mouse press. Mouse press says the mouse button. I want to know if we have the coordinates though, right? We have the pointer event in JavaScript. We are doing the pointer events. I think I don't need to do the mouse downs, by the way. I feel like I feel like pointers is like the new API that you're supposed to use instead of the mouse API and touch API, I guess. So we have this pointer event. So we have pointer event. It is already a mouse event anyway. And since this is the mouse event, since this is a single pointer, we can know its position, right? So we have the event, the x coordinate in viewport coordinates. I am right now adding the event handler though to the window instead of having it to the canvas, right? Because we want to know the coordinates relative to the canvas, which means that I should have these on the canvas instead. Right? The input should be part of the engine though, and same goes with audio, I suppose. So if I have the canvas here, then we just add the event listener to the canvas instead of to the window, right? For the pointer events. Because that is going to report us the client X in viewport coordinates. No, we want offset X. The X coordinate of the mouse pointer relative to the position of the padding edge of this. Screen X in screen coordinates. I want it to be in canvas coordinates though, right? How to get X, Y of pointer event in canvas coordinates. Yeah, something like this is what we want. That's right. This seems correct. Get canvas position. I think this is correct. just want to use this naming. Yeah, so we have the events, mouse press. Yeah, we have, I guess we will have a different one, right? Input. So these are all of the different events that we have. Instead of having a mouse event, we should have the pointer event. Well, I mean, which is also a mouse event, I guess. But we want to handle the pointer press. We can use the mouse. I mean, let's just say pointer event is mouse event for now. So we just say q push events pointer press, which is pointer down, but I like the press naming more. Pointer press. And we want to have the position, right? So yeah, we want to have the position. Let's just have the position to be figured out over here. Then, so we have a new kind of an event, which is called pointer press position vec2. So in the runtime, I will say that we have a pointer press. So pointer down over here. I just say pointer press. I give it the event. And I give it the position. Where position is canvas position. Canvas event. Pum 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 pum. So over here we figure out I mean, yeah, I don't need the mouse press at all, right? Yeah, we are going to get rid of that probably. So we say that we restart only if we like click outside of the full screen button maybe, or if we click on the actual play button, right? We should have the things, you know, where are we? Yeah, we need to like know the locations of like the buttons. So right now I could click everywhere, but we should figure out what am I clicking, right? So let's match. Let's match click. What match what is clicked. State. And position, right? And if it is some play, right? If it is some play, then we just restart, and we always restart because I mean, yeah, sure. Let's just do that. Yeah. If it's none, then we don't do anything. And then we potentially have something else. So we have what is clicked as a state and position. And this should return optional what is clicked. What is clicked is like the play button and potentially something else later, which is going to be the full screen button, right? Dun 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 dun. Okay. I think the way I'm going to do this is we just remember where it was drawn, right? So when I draw, yeah, this over here, textures play, right? Textures play, right? Yeah. Can I say that you know, state, I just stored inside of the state, I guess. Play button position. Oh, but this is the position inside of the camera, by the way. We need to convert the position of the cursor into the world coordinates too, instead of it being inside of the camera coordinates. Play position, play button position is this, and over here we say state play button position. Probably could be done in a cleaner way, but it's okay. So when I draw, this is actually mutable then. Okay, so right now I cannot click. What is clicked, right? So over here, I need to say that let's say this check is going to be position, quad position, and what? We just say if true, then return what? Return somewhat. Otherwise, we will return none. So we're going to check We're going to check state play button position, which is play, right? And then we just add another position, and that's it. So over here we need to just check that this is inside. What pos, I guess. So I need to first though convert the position into the world coordinates. So how do we do that? That's a question. We have the projection metrics. We would need to inverse it. I want to write the inversion logic in. I mean, I probably can though. Have it in some of the shaders in the background, right? Yeah, it's over here. We can do this. Let's write the inversion for the matrix. Let's see. Inverse is M returning another matrix. And we want to return the 3 rows like this. But I want to divide everything by the determinant. I guess is the only thing here, which means div. This is the matrix, and we divide that by the determinant. And this is going to be like all let's. And okay, hold on a second. We say A00, A01, A02 is this and that and that. That's how we do it. A11, A12, A21, A22. The indexing though does not work. So instead of the square braces, we say dot. And this should work. That's crazy div. Is this some level 9000 metric? Well, you just this is like, so the inverse of the matrix is like, you know, you want to have the minors of the matrix, and then you divide all of them by the determinant, right? That's how it works. If you know math and matrices and linear algebra, this is kind of basic. So these over here are the 3, and wait, B01, B11. I don't remember where I got this code from. Maybe I copy pasted it, but like, what is B? Is the question. Isn't this the minors basically at 0, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 2? I think it is. Or something. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if I would write it from scratch, I would write it differently, but then I think this one is the performant one too, in terms of amount of operations, I think, maybe. So this one is just going to say that m00 divided by k, m01 divided by k, m02 divided by k, and then we say m0.1, and we say m.2, and I think this is all that is necessary here. Right? If this code is correct. And then I need to like multiply this matrix by the vector, right? So I need to have a function multiply vec, right? So this is going to be a matrix, and then we have the vector vec3, and we get the vec3 back. Right? So this is basically the dot product of m0 and v, and the dot product of m1v and dot product of m2v. That's how we multiply this, right? And then we have the vec3 dot. Have you decided to or not having the operator overloading? I just did not implement it yet. I actually can implement it really easily, but I just try not to touch the source code of the language yet. And it's not even the source code of the language. I mean, I will need to like change a little bit, but yeah. I will have the actual operator overloading. I'm also, though, a little bit worried that it's going to make my performance even worse. The way I'm going to implement it currently. So this is just going to return a0 times b0 plus a1 times b1 plus a2 times b2. Okay. The things are working, right? Now we can actually figure out the world coordinates, right? Screen to world. We can have that on the camera. We have the camera over here somewhere, right? Implement camera. Screen to world. This is a 2D camera for now, so we just do that. I will need to have the projection matrix here anyway, and the view matrix, I suppose. Oh, I need to... Oh, shit, they are two different matrices. I need to multiply the matrices now. Oh, no. And take the inverse there. I can also, like... Because my camera is, like, simple like this, I technically can do simpler math instead of doing the matrices, but... but, yeah, you know... Well, I can inverse them separately and then multiply twice, actually, instead of multiplying the matrices. Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Although multiplying the matrices is not that difficult. Let's see here. So I want to say that uniforms is camera uniforms init camera This takes the camera without the reference. Let's remove the reference here. Okay, so the idea is that we have a projection matrix times view matrix times world position is equal to screen position, right? So obviously the world position is screen position divided by these things, right? Which means that it is the inverse of a projection matrix and view matrix, and then we multiply this by vec, which is the screen position, but screen position is vec2. We want to convert this into the like homogeneous coordinates, I think it's called, right? So we just say screen 0, screen 1, and 1. This gives us the vec3 world position, and we return world position 0, world position 1. The z is supposed to be equal to 1 here in this specific case, or we could like normalize it. Projection matrix is the uniforms, and view matrix is also the uniforms. Okay. Multiplication of the matrices. I guess I will call this multiply matrix. I'm too lazy for that. Instead of calculating the inverse of this multiplication, what is the inverse of matrix multiplication? It is the multiplication of the inverses, right? Is the order supposed to change then? Or not? I'm not sure. But we can no. Forget it. I think this is how I want it anyway in the future. Mal matrix A, B. Hello, bad cop. How do you multiply matrices, bad cop? Yami, JavaScript looking language? Is it? Row by column? Okay. I think we need to have also a function that's called transpose, though. Like this. How about I say that, you know, B columns is B is transpose B. You know, because then I have the columns row by column, and then you add it all up. Easy. Time to redesign the syntax. You receive the ultimate insult. I don't think it looks like Java. I mean, you see the const, you see the lat, and these keywords are used in JavaScript. Am I right? And the semicolons also. AZ, B transpose, iter, reduce, or something. All right. Did you see the game though? Petcop, we're actually having a game. Written in Kast now. I guess the game jam is actually going to happen. Even if I don't make no progress on the language since today, we can still be making games for game jams now. Boom, boom. Oh, it's like by all the rows. Yeah. We need to have like this. You know, let's say dot is vec3 dot. So we like return the thing where we do dot a0 b. Let's just say call it b. Like this is the b columns, right? So we just literally say this and that, and then we like dot a0 b1, right? So the second column of b, and like this. Yeah, I think that's how we do it. Dot 1, dot 2, right? That's how we multiply the matrices. What's the syntax highlighter doing? I'm not sure. My LSP is currently hanging. We need to improve the LSP. I need to kill it sometimes. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, when we initialize, we need to know the frame buffer size though. In order to know how to convert, we need to know the screen size. The camera itself is not storing the screen size inside, so we need to like do this. Frame buffer size. Okay. So this supposedly should work. Supposedly. So when I say like what is clicked, we first say that position is camera screen to world state camera position, and frame buffer size is what? What's the frame buffer size here? And to figure that out, oh, it's like this thing. Kind of hard coded a little bit, but it's okay. Pum 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 pum. prim buffer size. So now we say that over here, we need to check that this position is inside of the quad, right? So how do we do this? We say that if position 0 is more than or equal than what? I mean, let's say where. Let's call this where. Where position 0 and position 1 is more than or equal than where position 1 and position 0 is less than where position 0 plus where size 0 and position 1 is less than or equal than where position 1 plus where size 1. Oh, we have the half size actually. We have the half size because that's how we do these things. Which means that this also needs to be just subtracted though instead of added. Don't use where, you'll need it for constraints. We can fix that later. Also, the constraints are probably going to be done through the context system, so I will not need the where clause anyway, I think. All right, can we can we say that this is screen position, right? And can I like debug print position and screen position? Oh, I did not build. That's probably why it didn't work. Because I stopped my building. Okay, let's see. So... Oh, position is none and none. Oh, beautiful. We have nuns. The screen position looks okay, I suppose. Actually, it doesn't. It's inverted vertically. But we can fix that. Yeah, because I want the lower left corner to be 0, 0. So that it's the same everywhere. But the JavaScript is reporting the bottom left as 0, 0, of course. But then we have also nuns. How do I figure out the nuns? How... where's the issue? Is it where I multiply the matrices? Let's see. Let's do that. So we have some matrices, okay, they look okay. And then we multiply it. We do get something, there is some matrix here indeed. Whether it's correct or not. Let's check some value. For example, at 0, 0, we have 0.15. Or at at 1, 1, we have 0.4. So 1, 1 is just the first row of A and the first column of B, which is 0, 0.4, and 0. So it's just like the middle element multiplied. So 0.4 times 1 is 0.4. I think that element is correct. Okay. So I guess it's somewhere else. The inverse then, I'm assuming, would be not correct. Because I'm dividing. Is the determinant 0? No, determinant is 0.06. That's not 0. So this is supposed to not be none. Where am I getting the none? I should do this so that we can like debug this thing specifically, right? Let's debug the inverse of the matrices. It is some matrix. DBG this, DBG that. Hello? Wait, what? Recursive, recursive, recursive? What's the issue? If I don't do this DBG, then it works? It is. But if I add it, then it doesn't. What? Excuse me? Oh, wait, I know. It's because, like, this is not a generic thing. That makes sense, actually. Because, like, we need to say, like, that this is a generic thing. Because otherwise, it's inferring it to be of some concrete size, and the type and this type is different. So, yeah. This one is supposed to be generic. Yeah, the second one is nones, but the inverse matrix itself is not none. So what is none then? The screen position? Wait, what? I guess the error is in the multiplying matrix by vector. But what's the issue? Let's do that. Let's get rid of this DBG. Because V has undefined. What? When I multiply the vector, this is supposed to be screen position 0, screen position 1 and 1, right? This is my thing. But it says that 0 is undefined and 1 is undefined, but 2 is 1. Oh, wait, so like screen position dot 0 and screen position dot 1 is undefined, okay. Hold on a second. You are saying that this is undefined, but it's not. Screen position over here is not undefined. This was supposed to be a site-safe language. Yeah, we have a bug somewhere. Let me figure out. Because like when I print it afterwards, then it is correct. Right? Like over here, I'm actually printing the screen position and it's printed properly. But over here, when I say screen to world, this screen position seems to be not it. It is it. Well, this starts to make... oh, yeah, no, hold on. Okay. Hold on a second. Result, dbg print. Before mo v. Let's print the matrix here too. Before multiplication, yeah, the v is undefined. What? Wait a second. But even although right before this, wait, A, B result. I guess this is where we multiply the matrix. Let's get rid of that. Even although right before this, we do have the screen position, right? Before I pass it over here. Okay, let's say over here that this over here specifically, right, is my argument. Let's say let arg is this arg wg print arg. Darag hsl yo. Hi. Arg is undefined, undefined one. What? Excuse me. Oh, because this one has X and Y. Oh, shit. I see the issue. I found the issue, actually. The issue is that I am actually lying on the boundary between the JavaScript and the thing, you know? Because this says that position is this, canvas position is returning X and Y. But I don't have X and Y. I have my vectors, 2D vec, as like 0 and 1 fields instead of X and Y for now. Right? So that's what we want. And also, I wanted to inverse this one. Right? So let's do that immediately. So this is going to be canvas height minus this minus 1. Let's do that. Okay. Position and screen position. Now, this is still not correct, though. We are not getting nuns anymore. Don't the numbers get basically cast into strings when you use them as keys like that? Yes, they are. They are. But that's how I'm representing it right now. Okay. Can we write a test whether my inverse matrices is correct? Or like, so now the camera screen to world is not correct, I guess. So we need to find the bug here. Is this the correct? We do the inverse of this multiplication? Or is this inverse should be like in the other order, maybe? I also could have written a bug in my matrix multiplication or somewhere there. This doesn't seem correct. This does not seem correct. Oh, wait. I know why, though. I'm stupid. So these matrices, they are converting this into the OpenGL coordinate system. What we have here, this screen origin in like the window coordinates. So the OpenGL coordinate system is where the lower left corner of the screen has the coordinates -1, -1, and the top right corner is having the 1, 1 coordinates. So we need to convert that to the screen coordinates into like OpenGL GL screen coordinates. You know, is something different than the screen coordinates. Specifically, it is screen position. We need to like basically divide the screen position by frame buffer size. That's going to get us from 0, 0 to 1, 1. Right? Then we're going to multiply that by 2. Or we can also just map, I guess. X times 2 plus 1 is what we want. In this case, vec2. Boom, 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 boom. I don't have the div, it seems, here, so let's have div. Div. And let's have a map vec f. I mean, this one is really simple. Oh, this one's supposed to be vector division. Yes, because I'm dividing two vectors by each other. Okay, it works now, right? It worked. Sishumara, hello, hello. How are you doing? How is your Okay, I have the lower things for now. Okay, am I still having the matrices here in the wrong order? Let's try that too. We're going to figure out the formula. You were doing the advent of code in SCD, I think, right? That was you? So what are you doing these days then? I'm trying to like figure out how to convert the mouse coordinates into the world coordinates here so that we can click this play button. So here is the entire thing that we have. We have the camera. Camera has the projection and view metrics, which is calculatable using the screen size. Screen position divided by frame of size. Times 2. No, it's not times 2 plus 1. It's times 2 minus 1. Of course, I figured it out. This was incorrect. Let's see if this is going to fix it. First try. Holy shit! I clicked something. Let's try again. Yeah, but I think I'm clicking. Like, where did I click actually? I think this is in the wrong order. I'm pretty sure this should be the one. Yes, okay. So let's see. Over here I'm clicking, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. But if I click on the actual play button, then we can play. Nice. Can you not do some linear algebra for that? That's what we were doing. We were implementing some linear algebra, some like matrix multiplications, dot products, and inversing of the matrices to figure out that, yes. So, which means that it's going to be like working when I start to rotate me in my camera, when my camera is going to be like the formulas are almost like they're very similar when we are going to be doing the 3D cameras too. So it's like a generic thing. All right, that's the game that we're making, by the way. You're also now doing interpreters for the tiny languages for your game prototypes? Nice. I wouldn't call my interpreter tiny. And we have the transpiler to JavaScript here. It's no longer the interpreter. But yeah. I'm trying to actually make the hugely bloated language instead of making it tiny. But yeah. I think I already feel the performance issues though. So I will need to make my JavaScript better. Still playable though. Still is more than 60 FPS. It's just not 150 FPS like it should be on my monitor. I think. Can I actually see the FPS? We could draw the FPS somewhere in the corner. Actually. And so the reason we were doing this because we want to have multiple buttons. We want to have the play button and we want to have the full screen button. So let's draw the full screen button. It's going to be really simple, I guess. Right? Can I actually open textures, play? Yeah, like in relative to this, maybe it should be like, I mean, it should probably be the same thing. Full screen PNG. I think we can do like this. Do I use the full screen text though? We also technically have the font, but let's just say full screen here. Yeah, how about that? Just say full screen. So let's figure that out. Textures. I'm guessing you're a Rust dev. Well, I have not... well, I mean, yeah, I guess. But I have not been writing Rust in a long time. Because I'm now making my own language, and that one is written in now in Camel instead of Rust. Although it was written in Rust at some point. I'm going to, at some point, soon, hopefully, come back to my actual game, the Linksider that you see in the corner. That one is written in Rust, yeah. So we have another button full screen. And it's going to be at full screen button position. And if we are trying to click the full screen, this is where we need to actually perform the full screening, right? So I just do full screen. Let's have this function there, maybe. But also, we need to draw somewhere over here something similar. Instead of play, I will say full screen. In a camel, if you have top level, does it happen at compile time? What happens at compile time? I don't know how camel top level works. Actually, I never used it. I'm a Rust dev, not a camel dev, okay? Let's see. Full screen is that what I wanted? Full screen function. I should be like maybe like set full screen. How about that? And then we implement this in the runtime. And we'll give it the canvas though, so that we know that the canvas is the element that should be full screened, right? I think there's async, by the way. It should be async. How do you do this? You just say like, oh, We should have the canvas here too, right? So document create element canvas dot request full screen. What are the options? Navigation UI, full screen navigation UI, auto hide and show. What does this even mean? Pum 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 pum. Whether or not to show the navigation UI while the element is in full screen mode. The default is auto. In this case, the browser should decide what to do. Hide the browser. Oh, it's browser's navigation interface. Show and hide. So there is like some room to go back and like have the URL thing, maybe, I guess, right? I think we want to actually hide there. Right? And this is what we return. Await. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, you think it's going to work? First try? Of course not. Uncaught error. Target image is trusted. True. Wait. Oh, full screen PNG is not found. Full screen PNG is not found because it is having a typo here. Okay, I clicked the full screen button. Full screen was denied because the requesting element is no longer in its document. Wait, what? How is it no longer in the document? It's the canvas, right? I actually need to move the play button higher, I think. Which camel extension do you use? Are there multiple? It's called the Camel platform. This is the official extension. I don't know. Are the other ones actually better? The problem, though, is not the extension. The problem is the language server, usually, for me, when I'm working with a camel. Language server is bad. Not as bad as mine, I guess. But I'm only starting to make a language. Just trying to read my source code? Oh, good luck. Good luck. I'm not trying to make it readable. Wait, maybe I just make these buttons a little smaller, like this, so that we can fit more, because we wanted to also to have the music sound effect buttons. Right? I think the play could be, like, bigger. Sure, but the full screen and mute, those can be small, like this, right? But the play can be big. Full screen is not. Okay, why does the full screen button not work, though? Full screen request denied, because the requesting element is no longer in its document. The canvas? But this is the canvas that I'm rendering to, right? I mean, let's do console log canvas. Is there a way to cancel here, though? Document cancel full screen. Should be like in the related here, right? Document exit full screen. We don't even return, we just await it, right? So this is the canvas. This is the canvas. I'm hovering on this canvas. And it is here. Oh. Oh, wait. It's create element. I'm stupid. Canvas. I was doing that so that I can have the auto-completion. Otherwise, how do I get the auto-completion? I need to like JS doc this thing or whatever. There you go. There you go. There you go. Let's actually like also runtime is full screen. Do we know if we are full screen? Document full screen element. Read only property return the element or null if it's not in use, right? Return document full screen element. There's also full screen enabled. Full screen element is not null, right? That's what we do. Wait, are you actually looking into fixing my language, like, and all the issues that, like, so that I don't have to work on the language, you are going to work instead? That's why you're looking at my source code? Og. Soon the LSP will be fixed. Trust. Alright. I think fixing the LSP is actually not that difficult. I just, like, need to look into it. Fixing the memory leaks is another thing. So I want to, like, toggle full screen here, you know? Let's just have this directly here, I guess. Toggle full screen. It's just going to be a function that set full screen to not is full screen. Right? That's all. So that when I click this button multiple times, we're going to, like, enter full screen, exit full screen. I'm not exiting the full screen. String literal contains unescaped line break. Okay, not anymore. Yeah, full screen is still true. So that does it mean that, like, I return this thing here? Or hold on. Is full screen is called, right? Console log document full screen element. I'm not getting there. I'm not getting there. Excuse me, why am I not getting there? Let's log here, I guess. Let's also remove the debug printing over here and over here. And over here. Wait, I'm literally not getting there. Oh, wait. I'm never calling that new function that I did, which is called toggle full screen, right? I just do set full screen, true. Instead, what I want is I want to toggle full screen. Of course. Pretty sure this should work. There you go. Full, not full. Full, not full. Full, not full. We should not show it, though. What is clicked? Like, what is clicked? I'm just going to say that if state player is none, then return none, I guess, right? So we can only click the UI when we're not playing the game. And we are also not going to draw it over here. So this is also inside of an else, the full screen button, by the way, yeah? Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, full screen button is done. I broke something. Oh, wait. It's the other way around. It's the other way around. If the player is some, then we return none. Because if we are currently playing the game, then we cannot click anything on the UI. Right? There we go. So we play, we hide these buttons, so that I don't accidentally click the invisible buttons either. Or we can go full screen. Okay. Mute sound effect music buttons. Let's just do it really quickly. I think this is the last thing that I want to do for this game, so that next time I'm going to work on something else. So, you know, we're just going to say mute PNG. Mute. This looks wrong. Does this make sense? Let's also save another thing which is called muted. And we're going to like cross this. How am I supposed to cross this though? On like, is this? Can this work? No, it doesn't work. I think if we like disable these things around, then it can like this work kind of, I guess. Mute, muted. The mute is the thing here. So if we click the mute button, we're just going to toggle the muting, audio, set, master, volume. If muted, then 1, else 0. The other way around. Do I have the gain here? Yeah, I do have the gain. I actually do this thing like that. Const hack gain is audio create gain. Let's have like this hack gain like this. So we connect master to hack, which is then connected to the destination. Where is the syntax error? I pre here. Oh, it's a colon. Yeah, we have like the master node here, which is the gain. So we just say that context master gain value is volume. I guess this is not async. Semicolon was forgotten. Okay, let's unmute. Seems like I have muted myself. It works. It actually works, but we need to show the different thing. Is the last little thing. Mute button position. Over here, the texture is going to be if muted, then muted. Otherwise, assets, textures, mute. Let's try again. I need to move the buttons around though. But yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now I can click. We know if it's muted or not. Move the buttons around a little bit. So this one is going to be like 0.8 and this one is like 0.4 maybe. Is this better? I think this is better. Bam, bam, bam. I don't know if like the volume should be louder though. Maybe let's make it louder. Like according to this, I think we can make like 0.15 here, right? I think this volume is good. All right, there you go. The game is going to be considered kind of done-ish. I might like just work on the code here. We will keep testing that this works while we work on the language now. Right, this is playable. It's going to build in like around 5 minutes, I guess, in CI. Cast game example. We have some older build here available if you want to test this yourself. Boom 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 boom. So yeah, good progress, good progress. Let's stop the progress now. Boom 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 boom. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Riverside Physics.